Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Halloween for those of you that celebrate the ghoulish day of the year. Happy Halloween to all of you. And if you don't celebrate it, cool. Just another day for you. However, we are here to talk about a Halloween-themed Lego build, and today we are talking about the Disney Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters cottage. Sure are. This thing is littered with so many great details, so many fun things about it from the movie, and I probably don't even realize all of them without going back and watching again and again and again. However, there are a bunch of things. So let's talk about the things that are important. This thing has 2,316 pieces. Set number is 21341, and it retails for $230, 230 euros, and probably around 200 British pounds. I don't have that in front of me. However, there's a lot here. And I got to say, this build, I built in, I want to say maybe about, 8 hours, maybe something like that. There's a lot of bags, but it's not like there's like a ton of things there. And it wasn't just a straight 8 hours. It was a multiple, I think it was like 2 days I did it, maybe an evening with one as well. And I just sat and just built. I had fun building it. Not a lot of crazy build techniques in here, just a lot of fun. And if you've seen the film once, twice, 50 times, maybe more, there's still a lot to enjoy through this experience. And I even cracked up a few times just from the vacuum cleaner. I forgot about it, and we'll touch on that here in a moment. So let's go ahead and talk about the minifigs here. We've got 6 minifigs that we have in this build that are from the film. We have Winifred Sanderson. I love what she has. They got her hair spot on. I think that is really well done in a nougat color. Her face, her print for her face is actually really well done. They captured her teeth perfectly. Her kind of rabbit teeth, buck teeth idea that they have going on. They nailed it. It was incredible. Printing looks pretty good on it. Kind of that weird smile on both sides. One a furrowed brow and another one not so much. Anyway, she does have the little dress piece. She does come with a dark green cape here. Printing on the front is pretty good as well. And then she comes with 2 little green lightning pieces for her stuff here. Then we move on to Mary Sanderson. This is the one that is always kind of talking out the corner of her mouth, and they did a great representation here with that. The heavy eye makeup they nailed as well. The hair is spot on. I love the way that was done. She has 2 faces as well. One that's kind of more passive, and then one that's kind of like, oh, we're going to eat a child. She comes with a red cape. Printing is really good as well. Dress piece is, of course, for this one. And then she comes with this long spoon, this wooden spoon for the mixing in the cauldron. Then we move on to Sarah Sanderson, and she has 2 faces as well. She's more of like the ditzy one out of the 3. Yeah, definitely. I was going to say maybe Mary, they could tie. No, I think definitely her. She comes with a purple cape. Printing is really nice on all 3 of these minifigs. I really do like the chest printing. They really managed to get their wardrobes really well done. With her blonde hair, we've seen this hair many, many times before. She has a smiling face, and then one where she's almost kind of perplexed. She's got a little potion that she is carrying around. Then we got to move on to Max Dennison. Max, the serious guy here. And, smiling face, worried face, not a new print at all. Hair, I think they did a good job with his hair printing on the chest and legs. Looks pretty good. They got his jeans mapped out pretty well. So really no complaints there at all. Then we move on to Danny Dennison, his sister. We have the dual molded hat, witch's hat with the hair, the nougat colored hair here. And she just has a smirk on one side, like a smiling little smirk, and then a fearful print on the other side of her face. She does come with a little Halloween bucket to be able to get her stuff. She is dressed as a witch. They did a pretty good job capturing her costume. And then we move on to Allison Watts. I had such a crush on her in this movie when I was a kid. Not now. Loved her in it. We aren't too many years apart. However, hairpiece, standard we've seen before. Face, smirk, intense on the other side. She has the little jar of salt that she is carrying around. Her prints are pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job on the jeans. I know it's, you're kind of like, they're just jeans, dude. But they did a really, really good job, in my opinion. So they all have their own little spot to stand on this little tiny build. It's the gates and stuff like that, the fencing that goes in front. I thought they did a pretty bang up job, honestly. So going from left to right, you have your fencing, of course, but in the background you have a nice little tree build, old dead kind of tree build that has just a few leaves remaining on it. And that can swivel as the other side can. If you so choose, you don't have to. You can kind of play with it or whatnot. And then we move to the center. You got these brick built stanchions that are here and the gates that open. There's a sign on here that says closed. All of these things are stickers. You have the cat here, and they even have cat paw prints from where he's walking through the gate, or not literally through the gate, but the ajar gate. And then on the opposite side, on the right side, we've got the tombstones and such like that you can see, and really well done. Honestly, I like the way that it's done, but I like that it is hinged so you can move it about easily. So now we move on to the main build. The main build is gorgeous. There's really nothing like it, honestly. So much detail, there's just so much here. There's honestly so much here. So what we're going to do, we're going to start in the front here, and we're going to take a little bit of a tour. So in the front, we'll start here in the bottom, but in the front, you've got a bunch of different type of vegetation pieces, some brown, some green, some yellowish color, different varieties. You've got a log here. You've got the sign that says about the Sanderson Sisters Museum. You've got a little mailbox here, kind of an odd choice, having a 1x4 Technic brick that has the 3 holes in it, but whatever. I'm sure there's a reference I'm not getting. Nice little pumpkin out in front. The door, giant sticker on the door, of course. Steps are really nice the way that they're done up here. A little pebbling across for the sidewalk. So windows are okay. Windows can open, one window on each side. You've got a little lamp that is hanging. If you open the front door, not a whole lot to really see right out of the gate. You got to wait until we get into the opening part. However, if you move up, you've got what do you want to call it? An outcropping here, I guess, for the second floor. A lot of these tiles used here, a lot of the 1x8 tiles that are used for the edges of the building in different spots where you are supposed to see like these wooden pieces on the exterior, really nicely done in that way. You have another window that can open here, and then there's another one that is completely no glass or anything in it, which was an odd choice, honestly. I was kind of like, what is going on here during the build, but it's fine. As you move up, you have we have no peak of the roof here. You just have the other two sides of the roof, not the roof, the house leading up to the roof, and a bunch of tiles, different colored tiles here, not different colored, different length tiles to be able to get that kind of beat up, rugged look. So we're going to spin it and go to the right side here. This is where we have the big water wheel that is going on, and it does have a purpose. It does have a function. And when you spin this thing around, what it does, you can spin it from the inside as well. But when you spin this thing around, it makes the smoke come up and down out of the chimney. I really like the way that is done. A lot of vegetation here on this side, a bunch of creepy crawly type plants all over the place. Really, it's just nice. Again, it comes down to details. We have 2 more windows here. Another outcropping for the part of the side here. Really well done yet again. And the thing that you'll notice the most about this build on the exterior is there's so much texture and there's so much depth. You're talking about 3 different plate levels on the roof, with tiles, with plates, with studs and sticking out and studs not sticking out. And then, you're looking at things with vegetation that's on the roof because it's so old, all kinds of goodness here. So the roof has a nice little angle to it. I love the way the chimney is done. They use some of those textured bricks and then some 1x2 where they're rounded on the end as well. You just get a nice feel here. So then we're going to move to the back. Here's where it starts to get interesting. So they're down here at the bottom, and you have a few of these pieces that are removable if you so choose. You can remove them or you cannot. It is completely up to you. Anyway, so what we have at the bottom, just kind of a little rocky outcropping type deal here, more vegetation. As we move up, what you see is more windows that can open to the outside. You have 2 on, or 1 on each side. And then the next level up, you have 1 on each side as well. And then you can open this. You can open the back of this like it's doors being opened to a cathedral. And that is where you see all of the goodies inside. We're going to get to in a moment after we talk about the other side. So we're going to flip it over to the opposite side yet again where we have the roof. This roof section actually lifts up so that you can get a look inside. You can see the second floor and even see down to the first floor and see all of the great detail that was captured from the film here. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. However, there is this other little section, and these are attached by Technic pins, so you can pull it off. So yet again, you can get access to the inside. So I'm going to pop this thing off, and what we have on the exterior, more goodness on the outside for depth and texture and plants and all that kind of dealio that we have going on. So here's where we're going to take a dive first inside. So in this section, what we have is we have this, you've got a cauldron pot over here with some flames that are sticking up. You have the big old chair here, which is nice, brick built chair, stickers and all that kind of deal. And then we have, I want to say that's where, I can't remember the little girl's name, but I believe that is where she was sitting in the movie, Danny. I believe that's where she was sitting when they were kind of, maybe not torturing her, but getting ready to cook her or attempt to cook her. So there's a candle here, more cauldron type potion juice that is going on in here as well. So that leads us to what we have on the inside. Let's go back around to the rear, open up the doors and see what is good inside and what is great inside. So when you first enter this build, the first thing that you notice is there's a few spots that are cordoned off with the kind of chains and the little, I don't even know what you want to call them. But the little, like if you were to go to any kind of special museum or whatnot, they got the little ropes. In this case, I think it's meant to be ropes, but it's in a chain. And then you have the little pillars that are attaching to it. So you have the black flame candle here, which is a print. You do have that. Then you have a little plaque here that reads something. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I think it talks about the black flame candle. Then just above that, we have a really nice lit chandelier that's supposed to be a candle chandelier. Down here, right in the smack dab beautiful center, this is where we get one of our other action features. We have a black cauldron here with some goodies boiling in there. We have some green ice cream pieces that are in there, so that's nice. And then you see the trans orange cheese wedges in here, and that's actually just above a light brick. The light brick is able to be activated by pressing a lime green ball that attaches to a Technic piece, and it just lights it up just below the cauldron. Really nice detail in there to be able to get that. There's some stairs here to the left to get you up to the second floor, and we'll talk about that here in a moment. But just above the stairs, we have another little skeleton here. You got some more candles, some places to store some things. But as we push a little bit deeper in here, you have a few different signs. One that says, please do not touch. It's super important. And we're talking about the book of, the book of spells or magic or whatever. Nice little table that is built here for it. And the book is actually under glass. This is something I thought was pretty cool. Nice little idea. When you open it, it gives you the spell or whatever can happen. The only issue that I really have with this is when you do open it, the book does tend to move around a little bit. I'm wondering how it could have been done slightly different, but I really don't know. Anyway, so we're going to slide open the top. And this will give us more access to see things down below. So other things that are down below, you have a little kind of mixing, I don't know what they're called, like the little mixing stones in like a bowl. You have that in there. You have some other things that are just kind of hanging about. Lots of candles as well. Other type of potion items and such. You've got your little cash register that is hanging here, souvenirs and whatnot. Not hanging here, just chilling down there in the bottom. And then you also have the wheel that you can get to if you are careful with your adult fingers. And it, does the same thing as the water wheel out front. Oh no, something is down. We've lost a thing. That's okay. It happens all the time. It's just a broom that is chilling up here in the second story. So we're going to move up here to the second story. One thing that you notice, you've got a giant web up here with a giant spider chilling in it. You've got two cages that hang from the rafters that have two poor dead children skeletons that are in here, I'm sure. And then you have a nice little bat that is hanging just above the chandelier here. I do like the way that is done. So when you come up the steps, first thing that you notice, like I said, you've got the skeleton. You've got a little candelabra that is going on over here. You've got another little feature that spins, but it doesn't go to anything. It's just technicked in, and I'm honestly not really sure what it is supposed to be. Some kind of it almost looks like a yarn spinner or something like that. Some more stickers in here. You've got the giant bed that they have for all three sisters. It fits their color schemes. Nice little brick built bed in the way that it was done. And then here's where you notice some of the goodies. You have a mop that they can fly on. You have a regular broom. And then you have the vacuum cleaner. A great brick built design. I'm such a huge fan of this in the way that it was done. I cracked myself up when I originally saw this. It's a nice addition. It's a nice nod to the movie, and it works so stinking well. I mean, it really, really, really works well. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, okay, it opens on one side. What about the other? And the other side had to be put in the same exact way. The only difference is it is locked in by the top of the chimney. And you could say, oh, well, what if you take it off? Well, you've got a lot of Technic mechanisms that go the whole way from the bottom where that wheel is the whole way up through. Technic connectors, Technic axles go the whole way to the very top. So you could technically take it off to be able to look inside, prop it open, but I don't think that was the original intent of the design and by the design team. So I got to say, I do love all of the little details in here. Like I said, there's something I'm surely missing that I don't have the reference for, but for the most part, I think everything is kind of spot on. It's just really well done. I love the black flame candle, the mechanism for the cauldron to get the light brick lit to look like fire is fantastic. Just all of the little odds and ends that are kind of tucked in here. And, like the chandelier, just a nice little detail. Having the, I guess you could say, modular style where some of these things on the sides can come off so you can get greater access to is always nice. Being able to open from the roof. The one, I guess the one maybe complaint I have is while everything is really well done, everything is really compact and it's really hard to see some of the things in certain parts of the build, especially if you were to look just beyond the front wall. If you were to actually be able to get access to it, that would have been nice somehow, some way. Not really anything that I'm like, oh, that is not cool. Some of the interior things that you're trying to put in here as far as tiny builds go can be kind of a pain in the butt from time to time, especially with adult fingers and stuff like that. It just makes it a little bit more difficult than usual. So no real complaints about this. I think it turned out really well. I think it's a solid build. Honestly, this is going to be a build that absolutely contends for set of the year. Maybe not set of the year, but definitely on the top 10 list. Where it falls, we'll find out when we do our top 10 for the year. So, what do we think? What do we think about this? What do you think about it? Good, bad, ugly, pretty, amazing, awesome, okay? I'm a giant fan. Definitely some nostalgia hits building this, watching the film, a lot of enjoyment there. The other thing that I'm a giant fan of is the exterior. The texturing is immaculate. And I know the fan designer, when she had done hers, I believe her name's Amber, it was something that I was like, yes, we need this. And I'm glad it won. I'm glad it was chosen. And I'm glad we have it as a build. Now, I will say, you may think $230, is it really worth it? I don't know. You have to answer that yourself. I don't really have any qualms about this other than maybe some size inside as far as seeing some of the details and getting to some of it. But as an overall build, I think it's definitely there. You're looking definitely a solid 9. I don't think anything can really ever be a 10, but you're definitely looking at a solid 9. Maybe a 9 point something, but it's definitely there. Now, with the holiday season approaching super fast, this is a Halloween episode, so not a whole lot of days left until Christmas or whatever you celebrate. My goodness, I think this is going to be a hot commodity coming soon. Obviously, we know the Winter Village is going to be a big deal and all of the holiday type theme sets. I think if you can, get it. There will no doubt be double points, double VIP points coming sometime in November, probably that Black Friday, 4 or 5 days, whatever it was last year that they had it. Probably some really really good GWPs at that point. Maybe. I can't remember what last year's was. Anyway, it's a solid set. And like I said, it's definitely a solid 9. Where it falls as far as between 9 and 10, I don't really know. So give it a look. Give it a think. Sleep on it. Think where you're going to spend those funds. And that'll wrap up this episode. So until we meet again, I'm your minifig host, Matt. Let's build on it.